Oh, today we are looking at a new smart remote. And for those that were previously familiar with I think it was the Harmony remotes, those were like the be all end all remotes that you could get as a smart remote, but they don't seem to make them anymore. So SofaBaton has made this X1S smart remote. So basically, it's a digital remote with a little LCD screen on it with a it's basically almost like a box. So the remote, as far as I know, this remote basically controls or connects to the box, and the box itself is actually what's doing all the connectivity with your products. So if you're like me and you have a living room that has, a TV and an amplifier and a PlayStation and an Xbox, then instead of you having to have multiple remotes, one remote. So that's kind of cool. Um, we're gonna look into it just to kind of see what comes in the box. Then I'm gonna spend some time myself just kind of setting this up to see how it actually functions. And then we'll come back and I'll let you guys know my thoughts on it, if I think it's something for everyone out there or if it's got a specific user base. Anyways, let's take a look at what comes in the box. All right, so here it is, the SofaBaton. So not a lot of stuff on there right now. It has the X1S hub, right? Just gives you some information. It looks like it's Bluetooth, so I'm guessing that a remote Bluetooth to it. And then, of course, it kind of sends out the commands. And then you have the X1S remote. So a little bit of specs on there as well. But really, we kind of want to see what's in the box. Compatible with over 500,000 plus devices. Um, some sites are saying closer to 600,000, but whatever. All in one customized activity. It has got the hub, mobile app, infrared Bluetooth control, infrared blaster, and 45 days working time on a charge. So that's not too shabby at all. And we'll just crack it open here. And oh, I love look how big the fonts are. Yes. Oh, that's nice. So how do I set it up? Positioning the X1S hub. Uh, has a QR code, it looks like, for doing video tutorials, which is excellent. QR codes for the getting the app from the App Store or the Google Play Store. Oh, I do love that it is. Oh, you can even use this with Alexa and Google Assistant. That's cool. All right, that's excellent. We'll keep that handy because that's important. Look how big the remote is. Ooh, that's got some size to it. Yes, look at that. You guys hopefully can see that. That's a nice remote. I have to say, I like that. It comes with, I'm going to probably charge this up, but it looks like it has about maybe 40% battery to it and little screen protector. So if you want to take that off, which is something I'm going to do, maybe. That didn't pull off at all. So let's just see if I can get that to come off. There we go. Had a little bit of extra glue, I think, on the side. Anyways, there it is. Very nice. And my guess would be, I'm hoping that it is, yeah, so just a USB-C for actually charging. That's nice, right? Is that like a ball? It is a ball, so you can kind of go through and set stuff. You got your activities, your devices, and then you could use this to, could you go up and down with this? Maybe backwards. I guess I'm already in it, and I'm in the red zone, so I'm not going to play with it too much. I'm turning that off right there, turning off. All right, very good. And then it's very well packaged. I have to say that. We have a basic settings for the remote. Okay, just to kind of get you started. And then you got a bunch of stuff. So you have two USB-A to USB-C cables. You have, this is going to be the actual hub itself. So I don't know, like, I think if you're like me and you have, let's say, all your stuff in a cabinet. Now, if you had a coffee table, I would think you would put this like on the coffee table so it fires at it. But if you are going to place this on top of everything, especially if it's like, if it's wireless or Bluetooth, probably not an issue. But if it's infrared, where it needs a direct line of sight, that could be a bit of a problem. So I think some of these, I'm not 100% sure if these ones do. Yeah, they do. So they have these. These are little, I almost want to say they're maybe like IR extenders. So you can place these, let's say, my amp right? So if I wanted to actually have this piece sitting on top of the cabinet, but my amp's down here, of course the infrared is in the front. So how does this talk to that? So what I can do is I can plug one of these into this and then place this in front of the infrared port on the receiver. So you do get two of these. So as long as you don't have too many infrared meeting devices, then I would think you should be good. So that's what that is. You also get, this is like a headphone jack. What is that? Is that another one? Oh, it must be an audio one because there's a same kind of thing, but with a headphone jack. Well, they're all headphone jacks. So maybe you get more. This got two. Does this have? Must be the same. Must be the same. It looks like this just has one on there. This has two on there. I'm not 100% sure what's going on there, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out because I do need at least one of these for sure. And then, of course, you do get a little power, right? Power plug that's going to power this fine fella up here. Anyways, let's just move that off so we can take a look at this. This, of course, not battery operated. So this one here, of course, is the part that is going to be plugged in all the time. So there you go. It does look like if you want to, you could like possibly wall mount this if you needed to. It's got nice little feet on it. And then there you go, SofaBaton. So I'm guessing that's the front, since it seems like the part that has the sensor on it, front. And then on the rear, you are going to have the USB-C for charging. Plus those two little additional parts would be, my guess would be for these, right? One of these is going to be able to charge the remote. And one of these is going to be able to plug this, for instance, into the wall with this. Okay, well, I'm going to attempt to plug this in and see if I can get it to function with my stuff, and then I'll come back and I'll let you know my thoughts on it. Not necessarily going to go through and go like high level into this because I don't have a need or products that probably required that. But I did do some searching around, and it looks like if you really want to spend the time with, let's say, the app, spend the time, going in and really, fine tuning it, and even going into, let's say, like a terminal, you can actually put some lines in there to get it to do all kinds of stuff. So it does look like there's a bit of a community out there for this remote. So that's kind of nice too, depending on the device that you want to hook up. Anyways, I'm going to see if I can get it to work with my receiver, Xbox, PlayStation, and TV, and we'll come back and talk about it. All right, guys. So I've had a chance to unbox this, of course, set it up. I've actually got the hub part attached to my TV in that. And just before we go into some of my thoughts, some of the positives, some of the negatives, I just want to talk a little bit about the setup. Now, all of my products that I use pretty much were able to be located. Like my PlayStation 5 was able to be located. My TV was sort of. My Denon amp was sort of. And there was a few times that it came up and you have to go through this process where you have to kind of see if it'll turn on and off. And it wouldn't. But luckily, if you are in the actual app and you kind of scroll down, a lot of times after you search for the model number of the product, there'll be like a user created, which is kind of cool. And the user created ones would work, but sometimes the ones that were just put out by the company or SofaBox, I just couldn't get the function. So just kind of be aware of that at the start. There definitely is some tinkering involved. So if you're someone that really wants to get a remote, and I'm not a smart remote connoisseur by any means, but just be aware that you have to be willing with these kind of products, something like this, to really be able to tinker, right? So you'll see I have all these set up here. It's just something to kind of be aware of before you get started. I've got everything working. Everything seems to be functioning and good. But it did take me a little bit longer than I thought it was going to take, to be completely honest with you. And, and I'm someone that has at least a little bit of tech knowledge. So I wasn't completely frustrated in that regards. But let's get into my thoughts and some of the specs and stuff like that of this unit. Okay, so design and build quality, the SofaBaton X1S features a nice ergonomic compact design. The remote measures in about 7.5 by 2 by just under a half inch and weighs about 4.5 ounces, while the hub, a bit bigger, of course. Um, but it sits off to the side, not a big deal. This comes with a 2-inch OLED display, non-touch, and a scroll wheel for navigations. The backlit buttons automatically adjust brightness in dim lighting, and the raise to wake function ensures it's always ready when you pick it up, which is nice. The build quality feels premium, but can be slippery, so make sure you handle the remote with care because it is, not an inexpensive device. Setup and connectivity is done via the SofaBaton app, which connects the remote and a smart hub to a 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi network. It supports infrared, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi devices, making it probably one of the more versatile universal remotes with over 500,000 devices from 6,000 brands. It works with TVs, soundbars, AV receivers, projectors, streaming devices like Apple TV, Roku, gaming consoles like the PS4, PS5, and Xbox, and some smart products like Sonos and Philips Hue. Activity-based controls. So instead of controlling each device separately, the activity mode here lets you combine multiple actions into one button press. For example, you could have a movie night activity that turns on the TV, turns on the AV receiver, your soundbars, switches inputs, and dims the smart lights if you have those. You could have a gaming mode, which could power on your PlayStation or your Xbox, switch to the correct HDMI input, and also adjust your audio settings. So that is kind of cool. Battery life. It comes with a 1,050 milliamp battery, which offers about 60 days of battery life per charge. And it does charge via the USB-C, reaching about 50% in 30 minutes. So it doesn't come with a charging dock, so you do have to use the USB-C connector. Who's this for? I would say it's perfect for the home theater enthusiasts, smart home users, families looking to simplify the entertainment systems. It's an excellent replacement, I would think, for the Logitech Harmony remote. However, if you only have a single TV or a single streaming stick, you may just need a simpler device. Pros and cons, it does replace multiple remotes. So again, TVs, soundbars, AV receivers, things like that. It does have that really cool activity-based automation. So you could have one button that can control a whole bunch of your devices. Has a massive compatibility support. So again, 6,000 brands, 500,000 products, long-lasting battery life. So again, up to about 60 days per charge. It does come with the additional infrared blasters, which is cool, and the battery itself lasts quite long. Now, con-wise, the setup can be difficult, right? It can. It has no touchscreen, no charging dock, and there is some occasional lag that I found. So if you need it to be perfect, you may not be getting that. Um, so it is a fantastic choice for anyone looking to manage multiple entertainment devices. So again, if you have a home theater, smart home integration, or multiple, let's say, gaming consoles, this remote can be a game changer. However, if you only need to control a TV and maybe one or two devices, it may be overkill. So question is, would you buy the Sofa Baton? Let me know in the comments. Do you still juggle with multiple remote controls? Are you looking for a universal control like this? If so, let me know what ones you use down below, what ones you've actually had the chance to use, and your thoughts on it. Again, for me, I think it's cool, but I've also gotten accustomed to using, a bunch of different remotes. For instance, we talk about the PlayStation or the Xbox. If I'm going to be playing a game, I'm going to have the Xbox control in my hand anyway. I kind of need it to play the game. If I'm going to be watching the Xbox for a movie, this can be kind of nice for those that, need to be able to turn on their receiver, turn on their TV, turn on the Xbox, right? Get those different inputs switched to the right ones, especially if you have family or something like that, that's just not their game, right? That's not something that they're good at, for instance. So it can be nice, but it does come with I want to say a fair bit of tinkering, right? The app is pretty straightforward in how it sets up. The actual connection at the beginning with the remote to the hub and the hub to your Wi-Fi network, painless, painless. But when you start adding devices again, I only had 4 or 5 devices that I was trying to set up. 2 of them I couldn't get working unless I actually went to a user controlled or a user modified uh, unit that was there that I could download to try. Those ones worked, but the ones directly from SofaBox, I couldn't get to function. And, it's a lot of tinkering if you want to get the activities to work. It runs through a nice basic thing to get it to function. And for the most part, it functions well. But if you really want to fine tune it to get it to do exactly what you want, again, you're going to be spending a little bit of time on the couch with the remote, with the app, verifying that, it is doing exactly what it needs to do. So if you're not willing to take that time and effort into it, then smart remote, just in general, a smart remote just may not be for you. So um, I think it's cool. Is this something that I'll use? Yeah, I do. I think I'll use it just for the fact that, it's nice to have just one remote that you can have instead of having to go back and forth. I do like some of the activities set up so that you could actually say, when this connects to the Xbox will turn on, it'll turn on my TV, it'll turn on my app. Now, when I'm in the Xbox, these buttons will be for the Xbox, so moving around and doing whatever. But the volumes will be designed or set up for the receiver. So I do like that ability to be able to have it all kind of move into this. There are a few things, again, it is slippery. I wish it had a different coating on the back for grip. It is a fairly big remote, which is good, but you know what? If you are someone that's, complains about a smartphone, for instance, and having that reachability, you really have to move your hand up and down to get to these buttons up at the top. Not that I use them or I used them a lot, but you do have to reach up there, right? So if you're down here working on this, you kind of have to scroll the remote back up to get up here and scroll the remote back down here. So am I nitpicking? Maybe, but something to be aware of, right? All right, guys. Anyways, this is the SofaBaton X1S. Very cool. I'm hoping to be able to see some more updates come out for it. When I installed it or set it up on the app, there were some updates already available for it, so it did do some updates. So I'm eager to see what this will become in the near future. Anyways, I'll leave links down below to where you can pick one of these up if you are at all interested. I think for an enthusiast, you'll be pleased with something like this. If you're a day-to-day TV watcher, you watch movies on occasion, you turn on your Xbox on occasion, it may be overkill. All right, guys, links down below. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you guys next video. Later.